If you want to tune your role center towards your own personal needs, you need to activate the personalization mode. And to do this, click Settings and then Personalize. The personalization banner will now become visible. And once that the personalization mode is active, navigation menus, items, sections, and actions will be highlighted in red when you hover over them. This indicates that personalization options are available. If you click on it, you see that you can move or hide such a section. And it makes perfect sense to personalize your role center, as you only want to see what you really need or use, and you want to remove the things that distract you. So now let's start with the navigation menus. You can personalize the navigation menu and the underlying menu items by moving or hiding them. For instance, let's assume that we want to have this sales navigation menu as the first navigation menu in this sequence. The only thing we need to do is to drag and drop this navigation menu, and you see here that the sales navigation menu is now the first in the sequence. When you open up such a navigation menu, you see there are quite a lot of navigation menu items. Maybe you will not use some of those, and then it's maybe better to remove them or to hide them. How can we do that? So hover over the menu item that you want to be hidden, click hide, and you see now it's hidden, right? And you can do that for all or some of these. So let's hide this as well, and maybe we don't want to see these ones neither, so let's hide them as well, right? If I click on done, then you will see now that I have a navigation menu where the sales navigation menu is the first. And if I open up, you see that some of the menu items are hidden. So let's go back to the personalization mode, and you can see exactly which ones that are hidden. Now let's assume that you want to bring those back. You can click on show, and they are back. Show, and this one is back. Show, and this one is back. Show, and this one is back. And now I did this one by one, but if you click on more, you can also see here that you can click on clear personalization. And that means that everything that you have personalized on this role center page will be undone all at once. So you can choose whether to do it one by one if you only want to change a few, or you want to undo everything from your personalization, then you can use that unclear personalization action. So this is how it works for all the sections and actions on your role center. So basically what we need to do is highlight or select it, click, and then see what action that we want to do. For instance, if we want to make this section invisible, we need to click on hide. If we want to move it, we can drag and drop, and then it will switch from position. We can always move it back again, or you can also say, let's clear the personalization. That's also possible. Or you can drag it again, and then it will switch from position again, and you will see it coming back here. You can do the same with actions. You can make them invisible by hiding them, for instance. And now you see that this one is hidden, and we can make them visible again by clicking on show. And the same goes for queues. You can set up and configure queues to have them display the information and insights that you want. And to do that, you do not need to activate the personalization mode. You can do that just in the normal runtime, and we will explain that later on in this module. Now, in the personalization mode, you can move, hide, or show sections again and parts like this. For instance, if you want to remove the entire section, click here and then click on hide. And you can see that this part is currently hidden. We can make it visible again, and we can decide to hide a specific queue. So let's hide this one. Let's hide that one, and you see now that a number of these queues are hidden. Now we cannot bring them back by just clicking hide here. We need to go to the section and then click on clear personalization. So we clear the personalization for this entire section, but only for this section, not for other sections. So you see we have all the cues back now. So that's a little bit the difference with the cues and the navigation menus and the actions that we have seen, is that within a section you might have different cues, and if you want to hide and bring them back again, you might need to clear the personalization of the entire section. Now when we scroll down a little bit more, you will see that in this role center page a number of sections here are hidden actually. So they are by default hidden. So if your customer wants to use this, or you need it in some implementation, you know now how you can make it visible again. Just in personalization mode, highlight that section and click on show. Highlight that section and click on show. And finally, let's have a look at another example, which is a list. And you can see here that we have a section which is called favorite accounts. And this is a list that you can configure when you are in the normal runtime mode. But in personalization mode, we can do the same things as we saw before, like hide and show again. But the difference is here that we have some additional possibilities, like for instance, if you go to a column, you can move or hide a column in this list, but also set a freeze pane. And then on top of that, you can also select the exclude from quick entry. Now, what is this quick entry? Well, when you use the tab key to navigate from one field on a page to the next field or editable field, it will always go sequentially to the next field. And quick entry lets you change that path. With quick entry, you use the enter key to navigate through only those fields that you're interested in. So, in other words, quick entry skips the non-editable fields and fields that you typically don't fill in. So here you can set that you want a specific column from this list to be excluded from the tab navigation by clicking here on quick entry. The trial balance is another section that looks similar to favorite accounts, but you can see that you can only move or hide this section. Here you have no options for the columns because this is not really a list, it's more a card page kind of control. So where here you have the possibility of a list to move or hide the columns as well.